Hello Mecca beauty junkies, my name is Rehannah. I'm from Mecca Cosmetica in Eastland. Today I'm talking to you about the Ellis Faas Skin Veil Foundation. We're going to go through how you can wear this foundation quite sheer and dewy and how you can build it up to a medium to full coverage. Let's get started. So step one, I need to moisturise the skin. So I'm starting with Crème de la Mer from La Mer. This is quite a rich cream. It's very luxurious and velvety, so a small amount because I have combination skin, a little bit goes a long way. Okay, so we're starting with the Ellis Faas Skin Veil Foundation in number 104, which is my fake tan colour. I'm actually going to pop a little bit on the back of my hand and use my hands as the application tool. So one pump will do me. Now I'm actually going to mix in a little bit of illuminator. So the Chantecaille Brilliance illuminator, obsessed. Small amount. This is going to give me that really glowy, dewy look. I'm going to mix that together on the back of my hand, use that as a little bit of a palette, and then go from there. So with your foundation, you want to start in the centre of the face and work out. So basically, we are getting rid of the redness around the nose area and working outwards. We want our foundation to still look like our skin, especially if we're wanting that natural look. So I don't mind seeing bits of freckles and whatnot when we're just having this natural finish. Ellis Faas is really great for that actually, because it can be worn as thin as a tinted moisturiser but built up to the extent where it's quite a full coverage, so it's very flexible. And this foundation was actually voted #1 in our beauty election from our staff members. I can completely see why, because I voted for it as well. It is beautiful, it melts into your skin. What I like about this is you don't look too made up, you can wear it quite sheer, so you can still see all of my freckles and whatnot. It's a no makeup look. With this bottle as well, because of the consistency being so thick, it does last you a long time if you do like to wear it quite natural. So that's enough coverage for me using my fingers. I'm going to show you how to wear this foundation in a medium to full coverage using a brush. Okay, now I'm starting again. We're going to do a full coverage look. I'm actually going to start with a primer. This is a new primer from Hourglass. This is in Luminous Light. These are amazing. So they're the ambient lighting primers. They actually have a bit of a semi-matte consistency, which was surprising when they first came out, but I love. You've got heaps of grab, but you've got colour correction, and you also have highlight to your skin. So let's start with that. I'm just going to pop a little bit on my hands and basically concentrate more so in the T-zone. That's where I'm a little bit more oily and I have a little bit more redness in the skin. This is just going to give me a little bit more grab with the foundation. Because Ellis Faas is quite dewy, it's good to have a little bit more grab when you're a little bit more oily in certain sections of the skin. So you can see how that's taken a little bit of my redness out of the skin there, but it's still nice and bright. Isn't too wet looking, which is what we want to avoid when we're using quite a dewy foundation. Okay, I'm going to go back in with the foundation now, again using SO1 from Skin Veil Ellis Faas. I'm going to use a brush this time. I'm using the number 7 brush from Hourglass. This is a game changer. Anyone who works at Mecca will tell you that this is the one brush that they became obsessed with when they started working there, and now they can't use anything else. So this little guy, that's the one. So we're starting with 104 again. I'm going to pop some on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to distribute the foundation in the middle section of my face. I like to actually blend the foundation on my hand first, so I've got even distribution on the brush. See, made a little mud pie on the hand there, and then I'm going to start in this front section of the skin. Now I need the most coverage in the T-zone. The beauty of this brush in particular is it covers so much ground because it's actually laser cut synthetic fibres, and they're all cut to a certain size so that they mould to your face exactly where they should be moulding to your face. And you have no streaks whatsoever. That is a win. I actually want to build that up a little bit more because I'm a little bit rosy in the cheeks today. I'm going to do 1.5 pumps instead of my usual 1. Now you can see it is quite thick, so you really can build this foundation up, but you keep the dew. The dewiness is what we want if you've got any dryness on your skin. I'm covering my eyes because they're quite veiny. Not everyone has veiny eyes, but I do, so I do need to put a little bit of foundation over my eyes. Really important to make sure you blend the foundation back into the ears and right into the jawline as well. We don't want any of those lines. It's my worst nightmare. Beautiful. Okay, I need some concealer now because these bags aren't going to hide themselves. So I'm actually going to use Ellis Faas. I'm using 203 in the concealer. I love this concealer. So this will give you coverage, but at the same time, it doesn't sit chalky and cakey underneath the eyes. It's a really good concealer to actually work anywhere on the skin. You can cover spots, you can cover redness. I love it. So I'm just going to get right in there under the eyes and paint that on. I'm actually probably using more than other people use, but it's a bit of a baggy-eyed morning. Doing a little bit of a V. I like to highlight a little bit as well down in this section of the skin. I'm going to pop some on my chin as well because I've got a bit of pigmentation down there that I want to cover. Okay, I'm actually going to use my finger. You can use a beauty blender to blend out your concealer because this is quite light in consistency. It's not too heavy. Your fingers actually work really well to blend the product into your skin. I'm going to get that right up to the edge of the eye there where I'm a bit red. I'm actually going to pat it out. You can see how it sits semi-glowy. I wouldn't say it's a highlighter like other products we have, but it's definitely not chalky. So that's also added just a little bit more coverage where I flush a little bit more in the cheeks there as well. But they work hand in hand, these two products, they're brilliant. And just covering my little bit of scars down there. Amazing, so I'm pretty happy with that coverage. Now I'm going to add even more glow because we all need more glow. I'm actually going to go in with a bit of a highlight now, and then we're going to set the foundation look after that. So the next product I'm actually going to use is the Chantecaille Brilliance. It's actually a liquid highlighter. I did use that in my last look. I mixed it in with the foundation. This time I'm going to pop it onto the high points of my face on top so I get even more sparkle. Got my Kit Beauty Blender. Love this. I've actually wet this first. So when you wet this under the tap, give it a good squeeze, let it soak completely with water and then wring it out so it's nice and damp. I'm going to mix that around and I'm going to dab that onto the cheekbone and up into the temple, even onto the brow bone a little bit there. Now this product's quite subtle. I actually quite like to layer it, which I'm going to do today because layering's fun. But if you do like just that subtle glow, then it's perfect. They come in quite a few different colours. I like Brilliance because it has that gold finish to it and I've got a yellow undertone in my skin. A little bit more. Okay, good. Now I'm going to set my foundation. As I mentioned before, I do have a bit of an oily T-zone, so we're going to set that with a translucent powder just to make sure it doesn't shift. The primer will help, but we just don't want that oily look. So I'm actually going to use the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder. This is amazing. There is no other powder that I know of that actually is good for your skin. So Terry believes that you can actually sleep with this on. It has so much hyaluronic acid in it that it will hydrate your skin whilst wearing it. So that is a thumbs up. I'm just going to use a small amount. It is really finely milled, as you can see. So a small amount goes a really long way. And it almost just melting. It almost makes your pores disappear, which is what we want as well. I'm actually going to use it under the eyes as well, just to set that concealer. Tiny little bit on the forehead. I quite like the forehead looking glowy. It's youthful. Okay, so that's going to keep that shine at bay as much as I would like it to. Wonderful. Okay, now we are going to add even more glow to the cheekbones. So again, using my beauty blender, I'm actually going to bring this product into the mix. This is a dual intensity blush. I actually use this as a highlighter. This is called Jubilation. It's from NARS. I'm actually going to use both. So more so the gold side of that one there. Now I've got my wet beauty blender. These are wet dry, so you can wear them however way you want to wear them. They're going to be more glittery if you wear them non-wet. So if you use a brush, they're going to have more chunky sparkles. They're more of a sheen if you wear it with a wet product. So I'm going to go in on the gold side. You can see quite a lot of product there, but that's just how I like it. And I'm going to dab in the same area that I was dabbing with the Brilliance before. I'm actually going to pop a little bit on the tip of my nose and in the Cupid's bow as well. I find if you do that and then you put your lipstick on, your lips look even bigger, so win. See? Tiny little bit on the end of the nose. We don't want to look like we've been dipped in gold too much. Okay, I'm happy with that. Nice and glowy. Now I'm going to add a little bit of colour to the face. So I'm going to go with one of Mecca's cult favourites, loved worldwide. This is the Laguna Bronzer. Now focus your contour underneath the cheekbone. If you're unsure on where to put your bronzer, if you are wanting to create shape in your face, look at a mirror and then feel underneath the cheekbone. You'll feel a little bit of a hollow. That is where you want to focus the depth. We want to focus the light on top of the bone. That way, light and dark theory creates depth, light pops out. I'm actually going to bring the bronzer up into the hairline as well. So I always tell my clients, focus your colour wherever the sun will naturally hit, because that's what's going to look most natural. So we want to bring a bit of colour into the hairline. Tiny bit of dusting on the chin and the nose, because I always get burnt there. Great, a little bit of colour so I don't look like I'm wearing a mask. Next we're going to pop some brows on, because I will never leave the house without my brows on. Bit of mascara and a nice bold lip. Okay, so I'm going to use the Kevin Aquan brow pencil in brunette. This today, after working at Mecca for 4.5 years, is still by far my favourite product in the store. When customers ask me, what is your favourite product? This small little brow pencil. This is fantastic for people who have got quite thin brows. It emulates hair really well. It's got a really fine stroke, so you can just feather it through, brush it through with a brush, and it looks very natural. So we have our little brush on the end here. So it's good to actually brush the hairs into place first, so you know where you want your brows to sit. And I'm going to go in with my pencil end and I'm going to square them off from the bottom first. I like to extend mine out a little bit. Then I'm going to add a bit of shape from the top and then use the tool, which is the little brush, to blend it all through. Look at the difference. Brows, wow. Instant facelift. Using the outer edge of my eye as a little bit of a guide as to where I want my brow to finish. Don't be afraid to add a little bit of product at the top of your brows, ladies and gents, because it actually lifts the brow up and makes your eyes look more open. Now we're going to pop some mascara on so I look awake. This is the Huge Extreme Lashes from Stila. Why I like this one, the brush will grab every single little bit of your lashes and coat and coat and coat. It's nice and black as well. And we go back and forth. We want a nice coating of mascara. I haven't even curled my lashes, so it does give you a bit of curl as well, which is great. Look at the difference. I feel awake. Feel free to go in with another coat when you get home. I like to pop a little bit underneath as well. Some people don't because they're scared of the spider legs, but just a little bit so you look like you've got the same colour lashes on top and bottom. You can't avoid that ugly face either. I actually can't put mascara on without making that face, so it just has to happen. Okay, now to add a little injection of colour, I'm going to be using one of the Ellis Faas Hot Lips. These are an amazing product. She brought these in not that long ago, maybe a year or two ago, and they're actually like a liquid lip. So they start out with quite a high shine, but they're a long-lasting lip colour. Really easy to apply. Let's pop some on. And we have 407, L407 today, which is sort of a medium peachy pink. So there we have it, Mecca Beauty Junkies. That is my Ellis Faas Skin Veil look. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please tune in next time. We look forward to seeing you then. Bye.